Hey there, I'm Mark.
I'm Evan.
And on this week's podcast episode, we talk about competitiveness, aggression, and having a why that will drive you through the hard times.
And I drank some really nasty ginger water and make some fun facial expressions.
Stay tuned.
All right.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I'm drinking nasty ginger water. It's so gross.
Is it? Oh, I like ginger, man. I like ginger a lot.
Oh,
Ginger, lemon. Yeah. I used to
struggling big time.
I used to chop. Is it fresh? I used to chop up ginger and put it in the
There's
water
ginger.
and let it
It's
soak
in here.
in.
It's here.
I love it. I love it so much.
I just got off an IG live with a nurse from New York, and I'm struggling with allergies right now.
Oh, yeah, because you're not doing your shots.
Yeah, and I went for 3 walks outside yesterday with my wife, and I guess just got the crazy pollen and whatever. So I'm struggling. It's a rough day. So on the IG live, she joins in. It's like, you need to drink ginger water.
I love
it. And Nina said, I have ginger water. Nina makes this stuff for herself. She's got bottles of it and then just heats it up.
You drink it warm.
Yeah, she drinks it warm. So it tastes nasty and then it burns your throat on the way down. It's the double whammy of, like, I can't imagine anything worse. It tastes disgusting and burns your throat.
I like it. A little bit of lemon, ginger, and some nice, beautiful cider vinegar mixed in there. And oh man, it's just a winning combination. Add some club soda so you get a little bit bubbly. And it's like, it's a replacement for like alcohol. Like, I can drink that rather than drinking alcohol.
Oh, well, that's different.
I know you don't drink alcohol, but
yeah. I
got to tell you, man, last night I was walking and Jacqueline and I went out for a walk. We were talking about how, beautiful weather's here and how she's looking forward to getting together with friends. And I had this crazy craving for a beer. I haven't had a beer in like over a year, but
you got to curb that and have some ginger water instead.
Well, for some reason in that moment, I was like, oh man, I want sunshine, I want music, I want friends, and I want beer. And it passed really quickly because I was like, I don't need any of that stuff actually anymore. But I'm talking so people can't see on the podcast who's watching. Evan just like literally shook. You look like my dog who's like shaking.
Yeah, it's nasty. This stuff is nasty. It's supposed to help with inflammation, apparently, and get rid of the symptoms, but yeah, whatever.
I know that it was yesterday, so it's dead to you. But happy birthday, man. Happy 40th birthday, a new decade, a new
this is
stage
not what we're
of
talking
life.
About, right?
Congratulations, Evan, on making it this far.
You're just happy. You're so happy to be able to.
For you. Yesterday was your birthday. Today's my anniversary. I know that you went to McDonald's for your birthday, but for our listeners, what else?
Wait, is this actually the 40th birthday episode?
We're just catching up. We're just
catching up. Okay, because you know me better than that. Jesus.
I know that you don't want to spend an hour talking about your birthday. I know that you don't want to do anything for your birthday, but you do it for others because it's an act of service. It's the way you show love. But
I had my movement makers this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's always so much fun, dude. The movement makers is just, it's so legit. It's so much fun. Anyway, so I was talking today about, what was the question? Today's theme was, how do you get your first 1,000 true fans? How do you get your 1,000 true fans?
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about, the question specifically was, I got to get the wording right. How do I find where my, hold on. I know this is kind of taken away from the mojo, but okay. How do I find where my 1,000 true fans are hiding? Okay. And
this is the concept that if you could have 1,000 good fans, 1,000 true fans, that many artists, many thought leaders, many people who actually have 1,000 fans can generate a pretty healthy income just from those people, right?
Yes. So the question was, how do I find where my 1,000 true fans are hiding? And I gave 7 points, highly tactical. But first point was, they're not hiding. You are.
Classic.
Oh, and it was so good. It's so good. And I said, guys, this point number 1 is a gut punch. Okay, we're gonna hit you hard, and then the others are gonna be loving and supportive and tactical. But they're not hiding. You're hiding. So I used my birthday as an example of yesterday. Yesterday's my birthday. I woke up, felt like pancakes. So we went to McDonald's, got some
maple
pancakes.
syrup. You felt like maple syrup.
It started with maple syrup, and then when I took the dogs for a walk, I felt like pancakes. So we're going to go to McDonald's and get pancakes. I came back and I made my Movement Makers presentation. I recorded 6 videos that I needed to for the channel. I recorded a couple ads. I didn't do yours. I did the YouTube ads. I responded to, I don't know how many stories on my Instagram, just like 40 stories, different Q&As. But I still played 3 hours of League of Legends. I still walked outside 3 times with my wife. I still, at the end of the night, what did we watch? Legends of Tomorrow and wound down with my wife, right? Spend some quality time with her. Like all of it. It all happened. Right? And that's a typical day apart from the McDonald's breakfast. But
Right.
And people are, it's just like, it's people are not focusing their efforts properly. You can make it all work. You're just wasting way too much time every single day in your life, period. It's ridiculous. Like, focus with intention on the life you want to live and then actually start to live it. Mark's jumping. It's ridiculous.
Jumping right now because it's like, yes, preach, brother, preach.
Anyway.
Oh, I hurt my back jumping up and down. Anyway.
So there's one guy, one of my most hardcore students. His name is also Evan Tinsman.
Mm-hmm.
And
the other Evan, that's what he calls himself. The other Evan.
And he's like, I want to be your best student. I want to make you proud. I want to be like your first success story or whatever. I'm like, great. And so I used
Dude, he's competing against me then. Great.
Bring it. So I pulled up his IG and he had 9 posts in the past 12 days, right? I said, dude, like, this is it. This is where that's probably better than what most people are doing, but it's not enough. You got to go daily. We said go daily. I need a post every day, video or picture or something. And he's like, yeah, I was doing 1 to 3 a day, and then Corona, we got busy. I was like, yeah, I know, man, but this is it. It's my birthday, and I'm still making videos. I lost my voice. I'm still making videos. I broke my neck. I'm still making videos, right? It's like, and you can still plan time for everything else that you need to do in your life. People are not planning their lives properly with intention. You're bleeding hours every day. Hours are being bled from your life every day with zero intention and focus. And it's why you feel burnt out and left behind and not followed through on your goals. Anyway, it bothers me. So anyway,
I love it. I had that day yesterday, man.
I hate it. I hate wasting
I have this new calendar, and as the day's going on, so I got up and I put like 2 hours of just solid writing in. Just solid writing. I put a total of 5 hours of writing in. But as the day is going on, I'm sitting there doing the work and going, I'm literally not being as productive as I need to be. I'm literally like, I'm watching myself waste time, and I have this feeling like, and it's not that I was wasting time. I was doing the things that I had to do, but I hit the end of the day and I was just like, I feel like I put in 5 hours worth of like hardcore work when I should have put in 10. And I just wasn't happy and I wasn't proud of it. And I got up this morning and I talked to Louie a bit about it, but it's just like, it's so crazy that you went on that nice little rant, because it's good that you went on this nice little rant, because what I wanted to talk to you today about is I would like to become this year, I would like to, the next thing that I want to work on is I want to become more competitive. I don't think I'm competitive enough. I want to increase my attack time on things. And I know idea to action, and that's fine, but there's still this gap, and I want to just like destroy things, and I want to get more aggressive. I want to be more competitive. I want to be more aggressive, and I want to have a crazy attack time when something happens. I just want to attack things, and I feel like that's the next level for me now. How do I do this, Evan? I struggle with the competition thing, because really, if it's like me against someone else and I think I can win, then I really want to win and I'll destroy them. If I think that there's no point in winning, or I think that I can't win, it literally doesn't matter to me at all. And I look at what other people are doing, and it's like, I want their passion and desire and hunger to just like go out and crush other people. I just don't have that.
The starting point for you is being around all the people that make you feel behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll get you the result, but not from a position of strength.
Yeah.
It's an inferiority complex that you want to crush. It's tapping into the something to prove-ness in you. And so whether it's the people we spoke to recently or others, even the people who you want to have on your new show, that make you feel behind, not good enough, not where you need to be, not where you should be. And having that more in your environment will push you forward very quickly, to be honest. If you just looked at it and said, man, that person is doing so much better than I am, and I don't like it, you'll just automatically get up and start working harder. How to flip it to a more healthy space?
I think that's pretty healthy, man. I think that, I don't know, as long as you know you're doing that to yourself, what's unhappy about it? Like, what's unhealthy about it? Tom talks about going to the dark side to fuel whatever he needs to do. Like, if you're aware of it and you're not sitting in it and you're not tricking yourself, then is that so bad?
I don't think that's actually dark side. I don't think that's dark. Dark side is more like, I'm doing this to, you're not doing it just because this person's doing it. You still want to do the thing. Dark side is often like, I'm doing this because my mom said I'm not going to make it, so I'm going to show her wrong, as opposed to actually wanting to do the thing, right? I just think it's born out of a place of insecurity as opposed of genuine service. So that bothers me, but it'll still get you more results and more ahead of where you are. And it could be your bridge. Gets you out of the molasses and into go mode. Yeah, so that's a good first step. So you need to surround yourself with people who make you feel small and insignificant and inferior and way behind.
You think that'll make me more competitive or want to be more competitive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What's her name? Who's the woman who we reached out to? Did you book the podcast time?
Yeah, we were supposed to do it this afternoon, but she had to fly out to Las Vegas. So we're doing it next Thursday.
What's her name again?
Her name is Evie.
Evie Fats. Evie Fats.
Evie Fats. Evie Fats.
Yeah. Evie Fats, yes. Right?
Evie Fats.
You're going to get off the call with her. It should be a morning call, ideally, because you're going to get off the call.
She's on the West Coast, so it's 1 p.m. next Thursday. I will be able to tell you exactly what happened after. I'm going to be so fired up on next week.
I already know what happened. Listen, the Mark... you don't have to tell me anything. We already know. This is tapping into the Mark Drager wiring. The Mark Drager at 2:00 is going to be totally different than the Mark Drager at 12:45. And then the Mark Drager from 2:00 until 6:00, because he goes to bed so early, is going to be massively productive and get stuff done. But then you're going to wake up the next day and be back to Mark from 12:45 the last day. So it's starting your day with something, and it's not always possible. You know, you're not going to have Evie Fats call you and kick your ass every morning. But that surrounding yourself, with those people and videos and books and all that stuff that make you feel way behind, so that you're going to feel crappy and then get motivated to go off and do something.
Sometimes, like most of the time, it makes me feel, small and behind and late. And then eventually it becomes like, okay, I got to do something about this. I'd say a bunch of the time, though, it just makes me just like, oh, man, I'm so slow and behind and late, and I've wasted all this time. And then you sit in the like, what's the point type of thing. So I'm not going to go back to that because we spent a year crushing that old version of that. But, I don't know if I told you, but like a year ago, you may remember that a year ago, I noticed that every long weekend I got really depressed. And so on the last long weekend, we just had a long weekend. You didn't even know that because you worked through it, and that's fine. But on the last long weekend, we did a podcast episode called Mark Hates His Life 1 year ago now.
I didn't work through it. I lived through it. I lived through it.
Fine,
I lived.
Great.
I lived through my birthday too. I didn't work through my birthday. Drager. I lived through it. I had a fantastic weekend. Every day is a long weekend.
Awesome. And a year ago, we recorded the episode Mark Hates His Life. I got to listen back to it. I haven't done it yet. I had the idea 2 days ago. I just haven't taken the time to do it yet. I did.
Wait, how did we even start this whole podcast? I need to be the guy who takes ideas and does something with
runs with it. I know.
And then you say, I had this idea 2 days ago and I haven't done anything. Okay, keep going. It's great.
I know. This is what I'm talking about. So anyway, I want to listen back to it because I want to see how much I've grown. But I noticed, hey, this long weekend came and went. I didn't beat myself up. I didn't get depressed. I didn't tell myself all of that negative stuff that I remember telling you last year. I remember tiling my bathroom floor, listening to this song with this thing running through my head saying, there's a line in the song that says, "You're such a loser." And it was just like in my head and I was repeating it to myself. I don't have that anymore. So
you're
in
way
a year,
ahead, dude.
What's that?
You're way ahead for sure.
I feel way ahead. So, so the next thing though is like, man, I want to be more competitive. I want to be more aggressive. I want to be more clear with what I want. And I want to own that this is what I want. And I want to be comfortable saying, this is what I want. This is what we're doing. This is how it's going to work. We do it. We learn, on we go. Like, I don't want to be a jerk or anything, but yeah, I didn't come from that place. I came from Hedge City. I came from wanting to be nice, not being super clear. Again, not being as competitive as I feel like I should be, not being as aggressive, not attacking things quickly. So first, you're saying surround myself with people who intimidate me. Perfect. What's next? Doctor, prescribe.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. How do you do
think
that?
So?
Oh yeah. How do you do that on a daily? I mean, the idea to action is constantly catching it. Like, you should listen to that episode today. The fact that you said 2 days ago, I had this idea. Your ear should be exploding with blood right now, right? Like
this is my problem though, man. I have like 30 ideas a day, and like I just jumped on this afternoon. I just jumped, and it made me nervous. But I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff to make this setup work. To make
it needs to work. It's so orange.
That's color correction. Anyway, and I like this because this makes me look at how white my skin looks. But anyway, I just went and I just ordered a whole bunch of things to be able to put the shelves up here, to be able to make the system work better with this actual microphone, which isn't plugged in yet because I can't get the system work. Anyway, I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff. Idea to action, order it. Let's go. It'll show up. I'll fix it. It'll get better. But I have so many ideas every single day. And so I can't idea to action everything because I literally come up with like 8 or 10 or 12 things every single day. What?
You don't need to idea to action everything. You know there are some things that you need to just do. And there are some things that can wait.
Well, I thought that me listening to the podcast can wait because I was busy working yesterday on my writing for IG, for my videos, for YouTube, all of that stuff.
Actually, that works out really great. I just swallowed a giant nasty piece of ginger, which is also what I was listening to Mark just explain his reasoning here.
I mean, he just looked like a cat throwing up a hairball. That's the look. Yeah. Evan, can we see that again?
Keep talking. It'll come. Keep telling me why you can't, Mark. It's going to come back.
I'm not telling you why I can't. I'm telling you what is.
Yes, you did. No.
What is?
Wow, it's even worse. You don't even realize that I can't. It is what is.
I have a lot of ideas every day. I don't chase them all down.
First off, you should be acting on a lot more of them in a smaller way.
Okay.
For sure. Second, making a judgment to say, okay, I can do this on Friday. I'm going to get this done on Friday. I get lots of ideas all the time too. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I need to record this song right now at 3 a.m. Or
weird Korean rap. Yes.
The Chinese, which was fire. Okay. Now I'm going to be in a rap video in New York City. It's happening. We did the brainstorming session yesterday. Versus, I can handle this is a video idea. I'm going to do this on Tuesday because that's my YouTube day. I got an idea from Mark, right? Great. I'm going to send it to him on Wednesday or whatever. You already know, dude. You already know you should have listened to the podcast already.
Great. Moving on.
No, but you already know. That's the thing. It's like, yeah. I mean, even internally, I wouldn't use more competitive for me, at least.
Why? Because you're competitive, or you're not competitive, or what?
No, just being. It's leaning too much on the side that that doesn't matter. What matters?
What do you mean?
What matters? Why? Why do you need to be more competitive? Because you want what? You want an X. What's X?
I want more grit, more determination.
To do what?
To hustle through things faster.
So what? So that you can what? Feel like your life meant something. Have the impact that you want to have. Look yourself in the mirror with pride. Right?
I guess so. You're telling me. I guess so. That's what you're telling me.
No, but like that's you want to feel like you matter. You're making a difference.
I don't know. I listened to Russell Brunson talk about his focus on building this by looking at what they're doing and wanting to beat them. And then when he feels like he does, he then has the next target and the next target and the next target. I listen to these people who intimidate me. You know, you listen to, you know, Goggins or, you know, anyone and who comes from a military background or even a sports background. And there's this drive and competitiveness to use others to say, I can do what they do. I can beat them at their own game. I'm going to outwork. I'm going to outperform. I'm going to do all of these things. That's the stuff that I lack or feel like I don't have yet.
Okay, and the drive for the most part, and I don't know enough about, that actually surprises me about Russell, but I don't know enough about his content to say that's the thing that drives him.
Russell said, this is what I love. His story was when he was building ClickFunnels, he looked at the competition. He didn't say who that was, but he looked at the competition and he did everything he could and learned everything he could because he wanted to be able to beat them and destroy them. And then when he did, he looked at the next one and the next one. And this came up because he was speaking to the CEO of this massive organization that's a competitor. And the CEO reached out to him and said, why do you hate us so much? Why do you hate me? And he's like, oh, I don't hate you at all. No, I don't hate you at all, man. I just want to beat you guys. So I'm looking at what you're doing and I want to beat you guys. I don't hate you. I don't have anything wrong with you. It's not that at all. And it's this weird, like sports driven competitiveness that I guess I'm envious of because I don't have that. Like I'm like, oh, win, lose. Well, you know, I guess so. It takes a week. It takes 2 weeks. I guess it is the best it can be. You know, we had like, that's all mixed together to me in competitiveness. I want to be pissed that we thought it would take a week and it took 2 weeks.
Well, there you go.
But I'm not. I go, well, I guess it was ambitious to think it would be a week. I guess 2 weeks is more realistic. Okay. It is what it is. That's what I want to crush. Right. You want me to be more angry when things don't go fast enough or where they don't align or anything like that. And I don't get angry about those things. I get angry when like I got really angry yesterday because we set up procedures for things and naming conventions for things and the teams didn't follow them. And I said, what's the point of us spending 4 hours developing these processes if you're not even going to follow them? That makes me angry. But
or launching a membership program with no pricing and people then freaking out that there's no pricing.
There was pricing there. It got removed in some of the changes that we made. But yeah, that really pissed me off.
You know what? And so I was channeling you this. So actually,
but that really pissed me off. And so I felt terrible. It pissed me off. And I went in and within 3 seconds I had it changed. And all I could do is go like,
let's talk about this. Okay. So Mark is helping run my marketing for my book, which leads to my Movement Makers membership program that we talked about earlier. And after you buy the book, you get an opportunity to get into my Movement Makers program. and there's a landing page that Mark just updated with a whole bunch of stuff. And he took off, for whatever reason, accident, the pricing. So now didn't say on the next step how much it costs to get into my membership program. So people just clicked it, and then they get charged on their credit card. It's $49 a month. So they get charged for the first month. And then people are writing in, freaking out, saying,
I can understand why. It's terrible.
This is bad form.
Yeah.
You're charging me without. And then like, okay. So immediately, Nina then messages me. He's like, what's happening? What do we do? Who's doing this? Like, if it's to the book funnel, then that's Mark's team. And it's like awesome. Like, I'm actually pumped that we made that mistake.
So what it was, if you recall, it was free for the first month and then $49 after, and that was listed. And then we changed it to paid, and it had $49 there. I have no way of, like, I can't look at a change. I can't see a tracked changes to figure out at what step amongst all of the changes we're making.
None of that stuff matters.
No, but the point was, I was like, this couldn't be true. When Nina emailed me, I was like, this can't be true. And I looked and I was like, oh my goodness, it's true. Okay. Get it fixed right away. And all I could do was say, I'm sorry. Yeah. So we had it fixed within like minutes.
Well, minutes of figuring out what the actual problem was.
Yes.
Meanwhile, some people had signed up, right?
Yes.
But this is great. It's like, where's the email? This is poor form. It's like, it's so good.
Yeah. Super shady.
I feel, I mean, of course, I don't want to disappoint people, but one, anybody who bought through that, I told Nina, if anybody wants a refund, obviously give it to them. Book an IG Live one-on-one with me for free for anybody who's gone through it. And obviously apologize. We made a mistake. This isn't something that we've been doing. And I'll make it up to them. It's fine. I'll make it up to them. Just like, but not everybody was upset. They just said, oh, I didn't understand. It's like, great. Like, same thing. Explain, give them an IG Live with me, exposure to my audience, free coaching. I'll make it up to them.
Good usability test. When you get the feedback from your users, you go, we better get this fixed.
Yeah. But I'm pumped. One, I know Mark Drager feels like total garbage for having made a mistake like that. Cause it's a fairly sizable mistake on an existing campaign. I mean, we fixed it quickly, so that's great. But I'm pumped. Because it means we're moving quickly. Because Mark Drager from 3 years ago would have spent 18 months QCing the stupid landing page and testing all the variations and adjusting the font to be perfect on an Android phone from 8 years ago just to make sure that it's great. But then by that time, we missed the opportunity. The window was shut, and we lost everything, right? So this is great. I was pumped. I'm pumped that we're going so fast that Drager's making mistakes.
Really obvious, stupid mistakes. That's how fast we're moving.
That's where you need to be. That's where you need to be. You want to be competitive and aggressive and ambitious. That's where you need to be, and recognize that all those mistakes are recoverable. I'll make it up to those guys. I'm upset that it happened. I feel bad that as soon as we can get over like, okay, how do I make it up to these people? Oh, we can? Okay, perfect. They're going to end up after the IG Live call feeling amazing out of this negative situation, right? I'm pumped that you're moving faster. So you're upset about the wrong things. You should be upset that we're not moving faster and that we're not getting results. When I talk to you about like, hey, let's set a budget for June, and you're saying, oh, we'll have it done. We'll know what we're doing by June. I'm not so sure we'll have it done by June, but you're pretty convinced. She's like, that's only 10 days away. We're going to know what our budget should be for the month. Okay. I don't know that we're going to be, I don't have faith that we're going to be there. But
I didn't say we would be profitable. I said we would very much know what we should be spending.
I don't think we'll know. I think we're way too experimental and don't know what we're doing yet, which I need to get a little bit of cost certainty now to figure out what we're doing. But maybe we'll be there, but that should be frustrating. That should be like, why don't we know? And how can we get there faster? More than a number was missing from a landing page, right? That's the difference between where you've come from, but still where you need to go. That's the breakneck speed.
And listen, man, brand new campaigns were launched Tuesday morning. Yesterday evening, Alex is already emailing me saying, hey, these campaigns aren't working. We need to make changes.
Yeah.
morning we paused everything and we're relaunching them. I just reviewed the stuff about an hour ago. They're being relaunched this afternoon. So
when you're first launching your SOP, they're not gonna get it. They're gonna make mistakes. They're used to it in other ways. Somebody didn't read the email. Awesome, fix it. Go. Like punishing mistakes is the thing that kills growth. And whether you're actually punishing them with your words, your attitude and mindset show up as the punishment. That like, what is Mark going to punish? Mark's going to punish the fact that we didn't read the SOP or the fact that we aren't going fast enough, because those things don't run in the same universe, right? You're punishing the wrong thing. Guys, hey, I know we just talked about this. We need to fix this for the next one and then move on. Like, why are we not moving faster on this thing? Well, because every time we move faster, we make a mistake and then you have our necks.
Let's go fast and not make mistakes.
Well, but you have to expect mistakes. You have a good team. You put faith in the team. People will make mistakes. It's going to happen. None of the mistakes are mission critical, but going too slow is mission critical. Yep.
I know this stuff.
But yeah, you got to do it.
I know this stuff. I want to know how to make, here's the thing. I want to know how to make something that doesn't bother me. That's the thing. Because that's applicable now. If I can figure that out, that's applicable to any area of my life. Yeah,
I don't think the competition, that's why I'm saying the competition isn't so much a thing. And honestly, I would have to dive into Brunson's story more, but I think it might be a small piece of what he's saying, but I think you're looking at it through a microscope and trying to find something to justify the rationale. Not that he doesn't believe it, but I don't think that that's the primary driver for him. I'd be shocked.
It was when he was on Impact Theory, Tom very much grabbed onto the fact that, Brunson used to do all of this competitive wrestling, and Tom kept bringing the conversation back to competitive wrestling. And so maybe Brunson was just talking about competition because he was trying to be a good guest or something. Maybe it's not really that big of a deal to him.
But even in sports, for the most part, it's about, yes, like if you're up against your old team, there's some extra, like, I want to see these guys lose. This team traded me. I want to beat their face in. I want to make sure they never, there's a lot of rivalries, but people want to win. It's more about winning than it is about beating the competition.
But that's fine. Like, if that's what you consider, if that's the way you want to define it.
But so winning
or losing doesn't bother me. Like if
I think how do you care more about winning?
If I think I can win the game because I'm up against, you talk about it, right? Like, you're going to play basketball against your 6-year-old. Of course you're going to win. It's super easy, right? That doesn't bother me, winning or losing. If I'm up against someone who's clearly better than me, losing doesn't bother me. I just don't care. Like, my father-in-law will not even let my kids win in a game because he's so competitive and he's such a sore loser that he has to beat the kids even. I don't care. If people are worse than me, it's not a competition. If people are way better than me, it's not a competition. If there's this little tiny window of someone where it's like, I could beat them and they beat me, that irks me a little bit. And Jack somehow thinks, my wife somehow thinks to me, this makes no sense to me. When we go to the gym together, she thinks we're competing against each other. And I was like, but we're not, right? Like, I'm a guy, you're a girl. We have different body makeups. We have different heart rates. We run different speeds. We have different strides. How is it that we're competing that I can run a 2K in this time and you only run 1.5 kilometers? It's not a competition. We're not even on the same, we're just different. But she sees it as a competition and she sees it as she's losing. And I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. So I am somehow so selective with who I think I'm competing against, because of course I'm not going to outrun someone who's a trained runner. It doesn't bother me to lose to them, right? Like, I think that's something though that hurts me. I think it should bother me that people that are so much better are so much better than me. And it doesn't. Like, it just...
I think the short term is being against people who make you feel like you need to pull up your socks and get to work. The longer term is you need to care more about winning than about beating somebody. You're really up against the clock. Like Mark Drager's life is going to expire, and what did he do with it? Not enough.
Yep. That I feel, but yeah.
No. But feeling that urgency on a daily basis. It's not urgent enough. It's not urgent enough to get this stuff done.
Yeah, I know. It's like do it today, do it tomorrow.
You're not quite that laissez-faire. You're exaggerating a little bit, but yes, you need more of it, more of the urgency that this matters.
Like, listen, man. Like yesterday, I wrote. I'm listening. I already know. Posts. I wrote my 3 posts, and I was supposed to record them, and I didn't. I focused on other things, so I didn't do it. And I went tomorrow morning. I'm going to do it. This morning when I wake up, I'm going to do it. And I didn't get up at 4:45. I got up at 6 a.m. instead. And then I jumped on a call, and then I focused on other things. It's now 3:30 on a Thursday afternoon, and I still haven't recorded them yet. And so after this, I'm planning on recording them unless something else comes up. And so this whole, like, for you to say, like, it's Tuesday afternoon, I record videos on Tuesday afternoon when I'm sick, or it's like that to me is the aggression and the focus and I just don't. I was supposed to record them yesterday. I didn't record them yesterday. Maybe I'll record them tomorrow morning.
There's no urgency. It's like, so Mark Drager, the thought leader, if it happens in 2 years or 5 years or 10 years or whatever, inbound, I don't need to speak at that event. Like that's the thing. By the time you're ready, inbound won't exist anymore. You got a window.
I want this to bother me more. and
why don't you care?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You either don't care, like it's actually not that important, and you got to find out how to care. Like speaking at inbound isn't that important.
I forgot about that, but yeah,
or whatever. But no, but like the reason behind it,
being a speaker is important to me.
Okay, but either it's not important enough to you, or it is, and you're afraid, and so you'll justify why you can't do something. You're telling yourself it's not important because you're afraid of how important it actually is.
Maybe. I do know about myself that I will always rather keep something in potential than make it real and risk losing it. Because I'm such a forward thinker. I live so much in the future that, if I have a lead, this is kind of weird. If I have a lead, and as long as it's a lead, it's full of potential. But if I call that lead up and I say, we're moving forward or we're not moving forward, what's your decision? It forces the issue to either become a sale or to lose it.
It's not a forward thinker. No, you're a fearful thinker.
Sure. But I'm saying by forward thinking, I'm saying I live in the future. I would always rather have the potential of what could be than actually risk losing it.
No, but even in the framing it sounds romantic. Okay. It's not romantic. It sucks. It's fearful thinking. It could be this.
It's scarcity, man. It's scarcity.
It's scarcity. It's scarcity, fearful thinking.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. It's not potential thinking or forward thinking, which are romantic, positive words.
It's beautiful. It's a great trait to have.
But that's how you actually feel about it. It's emotionally, that's how you feel about it. It's comforting.
It has served me to a degree.
It has not served you.
It has served me to a degree.
No, you succeeded. No, you succeeded in spite of it.
No, because I'm willing to sacrifice today for tomorrow. And that I think too many entrepreneurs are not willing to do. It helped me to a point. Now it's holding me back.
It was always holding you back. And always will. And it starts with how we call it and define it. Scarcity, fearful thinking, as opposed to forward thinking and potential.
I like my way better, but sure.
Of course you do. Well, then stay where you are. Great. It's a lot more comforting. It's a lot more comforting.
This is what I'm thinking about. This is what I want. I know what I want. I want that urgency. I want
Yeah,
that
but
anger.
why?
I
Why?
want it to
Urgency
upset
comes from
me.
why? Why? If you can't, like, what, you just don't have a strong enough why, dude. It doesn't matter enough to you.
So nothing matters enough to me?
No, you need to tap into it. Why does it matter? Why does it matter if you're a speaker? Who cares? I don't know, because I want to be a speaker. Jesus Christ. Well, that's why you're not putting enough hours into it.
I got to go back and listen to our first week in January podcast where you hammered me on this. That we've already talked about all of these things.
That's where urgency and anger and motivation and all that comes from. It has to be important enough to you. It's not important enough. The why is not strong enough. For me, it's I just imagine that it's like, if I don't do it now, it's not going to happen. This matters. It's over. I already feel I'm not even pushing you hard on the book stuff. I should be. Like, I'm going easy. It may not feel like it. I don't know. Maybe it does feel like it.
No, you're pretty understanding, pretty forgiving. But what's the alternative? Like you push me harder on it. Like, how would that change the outcome?
No, I could ride you every day. Like, I could be on you every day. Mark, what are we doing with the campaigns? Mark, how's the campaign? Mark, look at this. This one went down. This one. Like, oh crap, yeah. And just my focus on it would lead to your focus being more on it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I'm. Alex is on it 3 times a day. I'm on it every other day. But yes.
Yeah, but still, with more focus and more intent, there's definitely a lack of, like, there's a lack of skill and knowledge that we're closing that gap on, right? That's fine. But there's a lack of focus and effort. If I picked your Instagram content and I messaged you a month ago or whatever and said, Mark, like, where's the content? What are you posting? You're talking your stories about this, and then there's no follow-up. If every morning I said, Mark, content, dude, what are you doing? Mark, wake your face up. You would post. Because there's attention on this thing.
It's duty. That's why I would do it.
But it's being that for yourself.
Like on Friday, we set up the campaign. You and I talked, and I said the plan is to launch this over the weekend. Saturday, you texted me on whatever on Sunday. It's like, everything okay? You're not responding to stuff. And it's like Saturday and Sunday, I didn't even really pick up my phone.
Oh yeah, you were off the grid, dude.
Yeah, I was focused on other things. I was giving all
patio or something
time on other things. And so Monday, like, my kids didn't even realize it was a whatever holiday or whatever, because they came downstairs and I was working, right? I put in the 3 hours of time that I needed to put in to write your stuff. I felt great after doing it,
nice.
And I went upstairs and Jonah was even like, oh, are you not working today? And I was like, no, it's a holiday. He's like, oh, but you were working on stuff. And I was just like, because I told Mr. Carmichael I would do it for him. And so I told him I would do it. And so I had to do it. Right. That's the thing. Like, if you're yelling at me, if the trainer's yelling at me, if my wife's yelling at me, if I know that I have to do this, because if I don't, it will keep someone from doing what they need to do, then that kind of weighs on me, and it gives me anxiety and it gives me stress and it bothers me, and then I'll do it. But if not, then it's very hard for me to consistently achieve the level that I want to achieve, to be as fast, to be as focused, to be as productive, to attack things as fast, if that's not there.
And that's normal. And it's learning to be.
But I want it all the time.
No, but why? No, but why do you want it all the time?
Because that's the person I want to be. I want to be.
But so you can do what?
So I can feel like I'm not wasting so much time.
Wasting time to do what? What are you going to use your time for?
I know in 6 months, I'm going to be really mad at myself for not being much more aggressive right now. I know I will be.
Okay, why? Why are you upset at yourself? What are you trying to accomplish?
Well, like on the company side, we know exactly what's holding Fanta back from hitting the next level. And I was thinking about it yesterday. And so this morning, Louie and I called up our controller and we made a bunch of changes, and we're onboarding a new team member despite the environment we're in, because we know that we need it. So,
but what do you want to accomplish? It's still not having a clear why. It's all the stuff that you're upset about, but without a why behind it.
Which one are we talking about? Are we talking about Fanta? Are we talking about?
It's all the same thing. You want to be more aggressive everywhere.
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. So it's all the same thing.
Yeah, but it depends. Like if it's me being more aggressive in my runs, which I have been this week, in the actual running that I do, it's going to be a different why and a different purpose than if it's me reaching out to book someone, or if it's me focusing more time on writing, or if it's, me trusting that the team at Fanta can do more without me being involved. Like, these are all different things.
Great. Pick one. Doesn't matter. You're just talking in circles. Pick one. Which one? I don't care. Anything.
Okay, the Instagram stuff then. Let's pick that.
Mark Drager, the thought leader. Perfect.
Great. Mark Drager, the thought leader.
Why does it matter? Let me go to Instagram right now. So you're consistent for a bunch, and then is he back on? I don't know. Let's see. See what he's up to.
No, we haven't really been doing much. So Josh, the guy who my team member who helps me with this stuff, on Friday we had a new call, and I'm giving him more stuff so that way he'll schedule and post everything, because I am inconsistent on that. And we have a new schedule. We have a new posting. It will be coming.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at your content. So this is, how long ago was this? May 4th? Today's May 4th. Today's May 21st. So what is that? How many days is that? 17 days? You posted 4 things in 17 days?
Yeah. I've done more stories, so that's good, but yeah.
Very weak, man. Your stories are borderline.
You texted me one time and you said, "This is great storytelling, Mark." That was last week.
Okay, but dude, your stories recently.
What do you mean?
Your stories.
On Sunday, on Monday, I posted like a whole string of things I was doing to knock things out of the park and get things done.
I don't know if I saw. Was that what you were
petting
working
my dog, and then I was like, "That's when you texted me." You're like, "It's a long weekend," right? I was like,
I stopped watching your stuff right away.
Wow, thanks. I was petting my dog.
Your patio or whatever.
Fans. I went for a run, and I recorded myself walking, talking about going for a run. I did a bunch of stuff. What's wrong with my stories?
Your stories, dude. I saw your stories today, and it's just
today.
Yeah. Today, yesterday, I don't know. It's a bunch of pictures, a little bit of text. It's borderline garbage.
Wow. Thanks.
For what you're capable of doing with just
your stories are like 32 Q&As now. It's like, oh my goodness, I got to scroll through them just to get to the good stuff.
Well, I'm experienced. Listen, some of the Q&As are great.
You like this one. You like this one where it's Evan Carmichael tells me to get it today. Seems like good advice. Make sure you do the same.
No, I didn't like it. I told you that it's so. I sent this morning. I write to Mark, get it today, and then he writes back, I'm so confused. Get what's it, like some act, and then he posts to Instagram. Evan Carmichael told me to get it. So that was circular and useless. But then what else did you post? A couple extra pictures with a little bit of text on there with no real thought. It's just not good.
I like that we now have a formal way to keep people out of our space. I like that we have lines and people follow the process.
Very little thought went into the content for your Instagram stories. You've posted 4 times in 17 days on Instagram feed.
Listen, I'm not saying that I'm doing it well. This is what I'm talking about.
What you just said, I'm posting my stories. Yeah, but not really. It's phoning it in a giant way for what you're capable of. This is nothing close. Okay, so fine. Let's talk about it. So stories. So Mark Drager, the thought leader.
I struggle to care about things for long enough to be consistent with things.
That's not true. You care about a lot of things. How many episodes of this podcast do we have? How many days of working out have you done?
Oh, I forgot to flex the S today. You reminded me.
Great. So why does it matter that you're A thought leader. Who cares? Exactly. That's why you're not urgently attacking it. That's why it doesn't matter. Because you don't even want to say it out loud.
I know the answers. I know the answers the way that if you're a Christian and you ask a Christian question, they have the answers that they know they should answer that are the right ones, and then they have the truth.
Great. What's the truth, Mark? You don't want to say it out loud, and you're not living it enough. So what's the truth? You want to be seen as a somebody. What's the truth?
Yeah, I want to be important, but it's not a good enough reason. I know the real answer is, you want to serve others and you want to help. And that's the really rewarding part, right? The rewarding part is when you connect with people and you know that you're helping people and all of that stuff. But
you don't feel it enough.
The truth is no, because the truth is I go like, I'm a small fish in a big pond. I'm saying the same thing that everyone else is saying. Yes, I have a unique perspective and a unique voice. And I know that I'm good at this. Like I know that I have already a baseline skill or talent that makes me very good at this, and I can be exceptionally good at this. I look at other people who have big followings and I'm like, I could do so much better than that. But it's just not for the right reasons yet. I struggle because I don't know if I want anything as much as I should, as much as I feel like I should want things.
It's not about the judgment. It's about you just don't want it enough. Why don't you want to be, if it's a thought leader, why is, even if it's, I want to be important, there's lots of ways to be important. Why this? Why thought leadership? Why speaker? Why making content? Huh?
I don't know. I don't have.
But that's the thing.
The reason why it's because I don't know what to say that doesn't come across as an excuse.
I don't care what it comes. Well,
no, I don't know what to tell you that isn't like, I want to do it because I want the outcome. Do I like the process? Not that much.
But you don't like the outcome that much because you're not even doing it.
No, I mean, I like the outcome of like, I want content to be released every single day. I don't want to be the one who has to schedule the content every single day.
You just kind of want the content to be out every day. That was solvable a long time ago.
What do you mean? We were releasing content every day when Steve was there, and Steve's not with me anymore. He moved on to another role.
Great, Mark. So you take out your phone and you film something, or you make a post and you put it up. It's not that much work. You just don't want it enough, so that's fine. But why?
Perfect. So this is it. I don't want it enough.
Yes, you don't want it enough.
When I say that I don't have the attack time I want, that
it's
not competitive enough. Like this is all the same thing. Great.
But
how do I build the desire to want something more?
You have to, that's the whole thing. It's not about tying into the competition.
Because we're very good, over the last year and a half, we've been very good at deconstructing me, right? Like, hey, you don't like this type of business, cut that type of business. You don't want these type of clients, cut those type of clients. You don't want this. Like that's the deconstruction we've done. The reconstruction we're working on, but I don't know how to care about things that I know I should care about, but I don't care about. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to, when Josh, cuts something, he wants me to see it. Like he cuts something for Instagram. He wants me to review it to make sure it's good. I struggle to like watch my own content back because it's just like, I just don't care. Right. Like I obviously recorded it. I think I did a good job at it. I want you to do your job. I want you to release it. I don't care enough about like you watching back every single top 10 to make sure that it's the perfect type of thing for years until your team was processed. The thought of me doing that is just like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to review all of my stuff all the time. I just don't care. I know I should care. I know it will lead to better quality work. I just don't. So
there are a couple times where I said, cancel the podcast. The first one was when you didn't do the thing that you're supposed to do. I said, I'm not coming on the podcast again until you do the thing that you were supposed to do. And then instantly you had the thing done the next day and boom, we're doing our podcast.
Out of duty to you. Yes.
But whatever, it's still, Could have not done it. It's not. It was for you to go off and follow up with 30 people. I don't care. I was happy not to do the podcast until Mark does his 30 whatever. Then a couple weeks ago, where I suggested bring on people, you could cut me out of some of the episodes and bring on people that you want to talk to. And your answer was, no, I'm going to start another podcast. The unnamed podcast, figuring that out. You fight for the podcast. There's a reason why. It's not because of the crazy results that we're getting with our downloads on Spotify. It's not because you want a Joe Rogan $100 million deal to go exclusive over there. So you already know how to do it. Why are you fighting so much for the podcast? And now you need to tap into that to fight for the other things that you care about in your life. Your weight loss journey to go from being the fat, happy guy or the angry, skinny guy. Now you're way skinnier than you used to be and way happier than you used to be because you wanted to see your grandkids and look good in underwear or whatever it was. That got significant results in a fairly short amount of time. And then you see the ripple effect of that happen on your wife, on your team, on Louie, right? By Mark going off and fairly aggressively going after that goal. If you told, right, 3 years ago, Mark, what you'd be doing of working out every day and going for these crazy runs, that guy would say you're nuts. That's way too aggressive. And it's not because you're trying to beat somebody else's time or your next door neighbor lost 18 extra pounds in you. And so you have to go beat him down. Because there's a deep, meaningful reason. And part of why you've slowed down right now is because you know you're going to meet your granddaughters. You're healthy enough now. You're going to meet your grandkids. And the underwear thing isn't that big a deal.
Oh, I'm getting so much more. I want to get so much more aggressive with my working out, man.
No, but like that's what you need to tap into. It's got to mean more. It's got to matter more. When it matters more, you'll summon the energy to do the things required. But you've already had it.
On the working out side, like right now, what's driving me is it bothers me that I can't see more progress. It bothers me that what I'm doing is helping me maintain, but it's not as disciplined or aggressive as I can get with my diet, as aggressive as I can get with my cardio. That I've seemed to have plateaued bothers me. That this is it bothers me. That's what's driving me right now.
That'll be fleeting.
Mm-hmm.
You have to still want the next, or the cutting off the wristband.
Stupid
there
thing.
it is, still there.
Stupid thing. It's gonna in July it'll be a year.
The plateauing.
You believe I was afraid to wear this to a meeting? I don't even think about it now. It's almost a year that this.
That's the growth. Oh my God! I have a Tony Robbins thing on my wrist, and I'm afraid to go to this meeting for it. Might judge me for it.
Yeah.
Now I've shaved my head, and my wife runs around in sports bras. Right? I mean, like this is great. This is growth.
Mm-hmm.
The plateauing, the growth, you want the growth. That's part of human nature. You're going to want growth in every area. But the fact that you don't have growth is not enough. Like that's a short-term thing. You have to want growth for something. What do you want the growth for? What's it going to help get you? What are you trying to accomplish? And you'll fight for some things really hard. And then other things you don't care enough about. I care more about your IG growing than you care about your IG growing.
It bothers me that it's not growing. But
no, but it bothers you.
But I don't do the things that I need to do that I know very prescriptively. If I do every single day, it will see better results.
Because there's not a strong enough why behind it. It just bothers you that you're not growing, and that you committed to doing something and you're not following through. That's more an identity issue. You're worried that you said I was going to do it and you're not doing it, and that bothers you. And that Mark Drager is touching something that's not doing well, and that bothers you. But not the fact that if you decided I'm not going to do Instagram anymore, then it wouldn't bother you anymore that you're not posting. But the growth, the desire for growth isn't enough. There's got to be a deeper why for why you want to do this. Then you wouldn't worry as much about it.
I don't know how I don't know this, sir. I don't know how this many years in, I don't have this answer for you. But
Well, now you can meditate on it for the next
Thank you.
week, and we'll have our episode. If you want to know how to start again with nothing, check last week's episode. The video is right there next to us. Continue to believe, and we'll see you there.
We talk about, how would you explain it? How would you even explain it, Evan?
It's the Twilight Zone episode.